It's a lovely day over here. Lovely, lovely day. In the middle of the winter. Oh, right. Hello, world. It's Sunday, the 3rd of January, 2020. And the present time, according to my watch, now it's 1:29 p.m. Whoa. It's fast again. Again, about 9 seconds fast. That's wild. Drifts a lot. No matter. Let's see. News. I took a probiotic supplement. Accompanied my folks this morning on a trip to Costco and then to Sam's Club. I brought back socks and probiotic supplements. Thought about picking up some shampoo and conditioner, but I think I've got some, I've already got plenty of shampoo. Conditioner, I think I'm gonna grab the stuff from my parents. They've got one it's been started, so use the old stuff first. I also have something else very exciting here, but should I work on it right now? No, I don't want to work on it right now. I want to enjoy the song. Yeah, I'm forgetting something. Oh, I got that down. Okay, I think we're good. I don't need too much out there with me. I get water and my pacifier. And, yeah, let's start with that. Those two things. In fact, I'm gonna... Just that, there we go. Okay, no, just that, that's good. Water. And pacifier. And I don't need this or this. Right, there's another thing. Cues. I will be right back. I'm going to set these two down. It's set up out here. Hey Paul, you want to go outside? You want to go outside? Okay, if you want to. And grab this. And what did I do last night? Last night I came back home, spent some time on the computer, and then I went to sleep. Nothing else to report. Oh, I ate a lobster. That was good. Haven't had a lobster in, I don't know, not overly long. They were on sale. $5 for a frozen cooked, frozen, 12-ounce lobster. I don't know how that compares against. Well, I asked William and I completely forgot. I think they're cheaper up in New England, but we are not in New England, so we'll take what we can get. Is this in the sun? No, it's not. That's actually. Wait, let me see. No, it's not in the sun. Oh. Yeah, it's protected from the sun. Perfect. Cool. The more you know. One more thing. We should bring you out some water. We'll be out here for at least a couple hours. Yeah, I should grab him some water. Maybe, just maybe, I can get this in a position such to... Oh, almost knocked it over. This is all protected from the sun. How lovely. I didn't even realize. I thought this was all... Wow. The more you know. Yeah, that's fabulous. That is fabulous. Another beautiful day. Our summers might be pretty dreadful, but our winters sometimes yield days like this. We will take all of them that we can get. All right. And all is quiet, which is good. This is also protected from the sun. No, not nearly to the same degree. This, yes. This, no. This, of course not. It's bathed in sunlight. And maybe I can set her down. It's not too important right now. Workstation. Got some stuff I want to touch up before I publicize it. The bit I started on yesterday afternoon, I don't know. I guess I'm not in too much of a rush to ship it, but it'd be nice to get it out of there. Get it out onto the internets. Maybe what I can do is this. I can just push a rough, like pretty much where it's at right now, see how it performs. And then if it turns out that there's some halfway decent stuff, people kind of like it, then I can retouch it. That way I don't spend overly long trying to work out all the various means of stabilization. I think I like that. I think I like that approach. it's very much in keeping with the spirit of my channel, which is just rough. That is so funny. That is hilarious. So since taking on this Twitch affiliate program, I've been pushing out the archive to my YouTube channel in a new playlist called Past Live Streams. And that content is already performing better than some stuff that I shot, which is kind of sad. It's kind of sad, but it is, so I'll keep doing it. Because YouTube people don't really care about necessarily care about what's happening in the moment. Go figure, it's video on demand. A little different from live streaming. Can't have all the videos out there. Sometimes you goof. Oops. It's too sensitive. Yeah, that's beautiful. Frame by frame. Oops. Sometimes I forget if I'm on a Windows machine or on a Mac. Wow, that is quick. I only I doxed, or I leaked PI for 12 frames, about a third of a second, a little more than a third of a second. Oh, hey, Bloody Zealous. Wind tunnel filter might be needed. Yeah. Definitely would do well to get some of those little fuzzy wind screens on this thing. I think I will. I'll have to order some. Happy New Year, Bloody Zealous. Happy New Year. Did you do something special to mark the occasion? I've been asking people that. And getting a lot of null responses, unfortunately. A lot more null responses than I'd hope. It's 4, is that correct? Uh-oh. I want to be doubly, triply sure I have this. 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I can't even tell what's happening. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I don't even know. 2. Okay, I was wrong. I doxed myself. Or I leaked for a little while longer than that. I was gonna say, those were the gamer reflexes. But nope. These are old man reflexes. Well, that sounds like fun. Sounds like you had a good time. Glad to learn it. I've got to see here. There was a form fill as well. Let me pull it up on this machine. And mask. Mask while outdoors. Whoa. I see you. That's good. Never forget the mask, right? Yeah, it's funny, like every time I go somewhere with my parents, they always ask if I made sure to bring my mask. Which I think is kind of funny, because like I never leave it at home. I'm going someplace, of course I have it. And then I just give people that with their noses uncovered and the evil eye glare at them. Or just do like... People are funny. Nice, man. Very cool. So at some point I went looking for this. It must have been right around here. Right there. Out to here. My production notes. Let's add another one. Let's stick to this for now, because I don't know any better. So I'm going to take a bit of a naive approach. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Let's see there. Yeah, show me where we're at. What the heck? What the hell? I may. I'm still. What on earth happened here? 26. I'm still trying to get my. What on earth? It's not right. Pardon. I'm still trying to get my body correct. It's all messed up. I feel pretty messed up right now. But I think it's... I don't know that it's actually getting any better. Just messed up. What about you? Alright, this is the first frame. To here. And live video. I hope that didn't mess up my other one. I really hope it didn't. It's kind of confusing what's going on here. Shoot. What's going on? Why is it just spinning? Stupid thing. Nice, man. That's exciting. So goal weight around 220. How tall are you? Curious what type of BMI number you're shooting for. .5'11", 220. I think that's pretty decent. Well, I guess 5'11", 220 would get you to a BMI of 30.68. I wonder if I can back calculate. But that's good. That's good. Oh man. I mean, every pound lost, you know. You gotta celebrate the small wins. At least that's the way I look at it. Not everybody sees it that way. I think it's important too. Let's try this again. That was my first one. Let's go ahead and add a second one. Custom. Fix the blur position. From this timestamp, take us up to, I don't know, just for grins real quick. Get over here and mess with it. mess with the position of this thing. Again, I don't think I showed it for too many frames, but it was enough. It was enough that I want to exit. It's a sufficient amount of PI. Where on earth is my thing? This thing sucks. Oval, rectangle. The editor just sucks. This is awful. Oh, there it is. I see it. Yeah, no, this thing absolutely sucks. Trash. Trash, try again. Hello, the Maya. If I wasn't taking notes, it would probably take me even longer to accomplish this, which is pretty sad. That's pretty impressive. All you did was increase your water intake, and it helped you so much. That's good. I guess it's the the feeling of fullness, and then I suppose it helped you kind of recalibrate experiencing hunger once more. At the moment, what I am trying to do is throw up these blurs, little blurred regions, because yesterday I was doing some stuff on the workstation and sharing my screen, and then I inadvertently doxed myself repeatedly, or on I guess 2 occasions only. So it wasn't so bad as to, just like throw in the towel. What are you doing? But enough that I want to clean this up and, let's see if that does it. I wanted to fix it up and then have the archive. There was a problem in processing your video. As a result, your recent edits were not saved. The chances are nobody's going to find this. Nobody's going to find this bit. And all is safe. But at this point, shoot, I might have to pull it down and manually do it. The YouTube editor has some limitations. No. I wasn't intentionally. Didn't intentionally dox myself. So like I was trying to download some stuff from a site that required that I fill out a form, and then as soon as I clicked inside of one of the form fields, Chrome, being helpful, offered up all of the suggestions that it had for my name and my email address and my phone number. And, it's just like, here, you may have been looking for one of these. And it's just a lot of information all at once. And it doesn't show up for very long at all. It's easy for people to find it, but at the same time, it's just good practice to, try to control at least a little bit of it, just in case somebody was really curious and wanted to dig around. Yeah, the YouTube editor, I'm wondering what the limitations are on it. YouTube video editor. Because I would think this is a pretty quick touch-up, just blur a couple of bits, a few frames. But clearly,
clearly there's some limitations. I may be SOL on it. Yes, but maybe not. You would think that if it couldn't do this edit, it would tell me before I try to commit it. You would think. Let's try and reload the tab. If this doesn't work, I don't know. What should I do? If I were being really prudent, I'd pull down the entire thing. I guess I would need to get a copy of... Well, no, I wouldn't need to do it in After Effects. I could do it inside of Premiere. I'm pretty sure I could do this inside of Premiere. Just select the... Yeah, I think I can do a quick mask in there. I haven't done a lot of this stuff, clearly. Anyway, let's try again. That's why we took notes. Fix blur position at this timestamp. Out to this timestamp. Show me not this frame, but this frame. All right, that's one. Second one. Start at... Start at this frame. From this frame to this frame, I want to have a fixed blur. And set the mask to cover all of this. Paul, leave it. I don't know what you're doing, but leave it. And we say save. And there was a problem processing your video. As a result, your recent edits were not saved. I guess I can't do it using the YouTube editor. Too bad. That sucks. That really sucks. Jeez. Okay, so final test. I'm willing to take one more crack at it because I want to understand why it's failing. It's not a very descriptive failure at all. Just saying, hey, sorry, can't help you, can't help you. So if I could only fix one incident, I'm gonna fix that one. If I can only fix one. So this first incident, if I'm willing to overlook it, Holy crapola, what is wrong with this thing? Let's see if I can only fix one, what happens if I only try to commit one. Also, error. Shit, that sucks. Forget about it. Attempted to use custom blur, rectangle, fixed position, and YouTube Studio Editor. Was not able to commit. The first portion. It sucks. Too bad. Maybe it's because the sequence was too long for it. I don't know what it was. It sucks. Okay, well, since I'm here, I suppose I can try it out here. Try doing this instead. In order to avoid recurrence of this, I'm going to, in the future, what I'll do is simply use a different web browser if I have to use a web browser on my workstation during stream time. I don't like it when I dox myself, and I don't like it when other people try and dox me. But when I dox myself, it was clearly an accident. When other people try, it's usually not with good intentions at heart. It's a bit different. Reef. I'll kill you. Want me to kill you? You want to be dead? I'll dead you so hard right now. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna kill you. You're a good kid. I hope you didn't roll and poop though. Come here. Get up here. Get up here. Wow! That was close, huh? Wowza. You almost got wrecked. Ah, you stupid animal. You filthy, disgusting. Get out of here. Go sun yourself. Stupid dog. He looks all regal, but he's just a trash dog. Terrible, terrible animal. Paul, I don't see why anybody likes you. I don't see how anybody could possibly like you. Filthy animal. Yeah, filthy, good for nothing. Now you smell like crap because you rolled in crap. filthy good for nothing animal. Okay, Cussa. I saw him too. Like, I saw him over there sniffing at something in the ground, and I thought, shit. Gotta give him a bath today. I guess we could revise that, say, that's Paul for you. Shh. Frickin' dogs. Forgive him? Never. Unforgivable. And some of the stuff that he does, you're just dumb. Unthinking little fool. Should whoop him. That's what I should do. Maybe then he'd learn. Alright, so here, I got something real trick that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do something so trick. So trick. You will scarcely believe the trickness of this trick. Because we have the technology. It's about to get so darn trick. This is as trick as it gets. How big is this? Copy the transform and paste the transform. Oh boy. Alright, cool. It works. Alright. Here we go. Oh, we got two mics going. Alright. Look at that. It's so trick. Where even are we? The things you can do with technology. Alright, where were we with this? I was messing around with the warp stabilizer here. I think I'm just going to output this as is. Or actually, I suppose one last thing I could do before I output it, in order to better understand what is going on with these basic corrections. Alright, so I got a new browser. And when nobody knows who I am, it's brand spanking new. We're gonna look for Sony Slog 3, what? I'm gonna take a quick look at the reference. It's pretty, what's the word? Pretty fitting, isn't it? I want to avoid doxing myself. Let me use the privacy-focused browser for doing this. I wonder, is it here? I know there's this technical thing. There's a summary right here. There's a technical summary, and then there's like a looks profile summary. Oops, let me go back. Let's cop this real quick, take a look at it. Low contrast video tone, simulated conventional digital camera look, skin tone slightly different, mid-tone contrast is the same, provides more room for color grading. keeps log 2. Designed for monitoring use. Set this as output LUT in the grading system. Color reproduction produces better skin tone. I guess then that we should stick with LC709 for this one. I think that's what it's telling me. And then for each of these, let me do this. Dude, I'll go ahead and duplicate this. Nice. This is doot copy 1. Right here, I'm just gonna go to auto everything. So for each of these sequences, let me go ahead and this is doot AE. Go to auto. Look at that. Bam. Now I can see everything. Similarly, bam. Look at that. Now everything's all bright. Bam. This is the lazy man's way of doing all this stuff. In fact, I can probably just... How do I do track select forward? What is this? There's a select forward. Track select forward tool. A. Oh, I can't do it with multiple. I can only do it a single clip at a time. That's fine. That one's been autoed. Auto. 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 Starting to get redundant. Okay, this portion, the stabilization, I need to turn that off. I don't know how I'm going to do the stabilization here, but clearly I should not be doing it using whatever I set it to. This was smooth motion with the subspace warp. Framing, I did crop auto scale. I'm going to do stabilize only. That's not right. Yuck, what happened? Let me turn that off. Yeah, it just doesn't know how to handle this bit. Back into our color. Just auto on all the things. Because I'm lazy. I'm lazy and I just want it to look decent enough. So what I will push out, I wonder. I can't see at all. MPEG preview. No, we don't want that. Let's do a H.264. The preset is going to be for YouTube's 4K. Hey, Saravat. Welcome and thank you for following. Does this matter? I think this does. I think this actually matters. And why is it claiming that it's only going to be 7? Oh, because it's only looking at the single sequence. So cancel. Yeah, I need the entire thing. The entire sequence. Maximum render quality. Let's set the target bitrate higher. I have some notes on this. YouTube for YouTube. I don't know, 4K. Raw output versus that bitrate. Next action, raw output versus attempt to broadcast, blah, blah. Chase down, YouTube, bitrate. Building for the future, chase down the stuff, next actions. I don't even know. YouTube, encoder, raw output, next actions, YouTube. I could have sworn I took a note on this. That's weird. YouTube supported file formats, YouTube upload requirements. YouTube. Bit rates. We can target 45, maybe 56 megabit per second. 45 is probably fine. Oh, and before I push this out, I should also see if I can't. Oh, whoops. Yeah, before I do this, I should probably also do something here with all the audio tracks. I think that right now it's already set to, that's fine. That's fine. Back to where we were, export the media, the entire sequence. A lot of back and forth, a little rework here. Video, targeting 44, 56. I'm gonna go with 56. And let me go ahead and output this to my desktop. Dude, AE. There we go. There we go. I like that amount of time. That I can handle. It's going at, what is that? 40 seconds relative. It's a little faster than real time. That I can live with. Because I don't intend to push out really, really stupidly long sequences. Meanwhile, I'm gonna wait on this job to finish. Let's play it back with VLC. Oh boy, kind of lagged there for a moment. Could be because I've got a lot of other stuff going, or I'm pushing all this across the network. Probably doesn't help. Where is it? Let's look at media information or statistics, codec. I guess we want to look at the stats dialog.
This is the one I was looking for. They both look great.
Oh shit! Bloody Zillis, thank you. Thank you. Hey William.
What?
I still need to decide on like some benefits in order to better recognize subscribers.
That came really fast.
Yeah, your channel. So if you have any idea of some benefits that you would like to receive here, within reason, I'm open to your suggestions, and I will happily implement. Finally, one of us, right? Oh shoot! Look at this. I was playing around with the with the stabilization, and it got
There's
kind of messed up.
definitely going to be taken
There we
home.
go. At least it did that.
They're like little
decently.
Pac-Mans.
Dude, it's good enough for now. I think I'm okay with this.
Ghost.
Yeah, holy crapola, look at that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad that glad you appreciated that. Some tasty looking foods. So Where am I? Let me take a look at my phone real quick. See where we're at. Close this up. Where are we? What year is it? Connect, and all right, let's pop that transition. Now we should be okay. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and push it to the YouTubes. (2021). Do you have any plans for 2021, Bloody Zealous? I know you have the goal. You have a goal weight, which is excellent. It's good to have goals, or so people tell me. Is this finished? Oh, it's still preparing. Wow, it's gonna take a while to grab that. Let's go ahead and push this thing to YouTube's. Travel, all caps, exclamation mark, many exclamation marks, numeric ones, writing out the word one. Where will you go? Where will you go this year? What was that day even? This Dude sequence was done. That current work is dead. What? Unpin. Holland Hinamizawa. Jeez. Work? Work or for pleasure? Or mixing the two? Holland's pretty cool. I haven't gone to this other one. Sounds Japanese. This is 12:30. It's all work, huh? That's cool. I'd like to get to that point. I think for me, that's the big move this year too. Is to get to the point where I can just travel for work's sake, but then mix business and pleasure, or get into the business of pleasure, whatever works. Finland, dude, that'd be cool. Have you ever been up that far? I guess home is not. Finland must be further north than home for you, right? I don't even know where they lie. Latitude. Which one's further north? My hunch is Finland, but I could be wrong. Finland's way up there. I think Finland. Right, that's an important distinction, I think. So it's an important distinction. It's February 29th. Let me go ahead and see if I can't do this. Where is this? Yetieater.com. Yetieater.com. Where's a camera? Social media, Instagram. Those are film cameras. I'm looking for a video camera. Yeah, there we go. Camcorder. Gotcha. Nice, man. Who knows? Who knows how this year is gonna go? At least over here. Hey, maybe if all this doesn't pan out by the end of the year, maybe you'd feel comfortable referring me to work at your company. Oh, build up a portfolio of some sort. Speaking of which, yeah, it's a good idea to build up a portfolio. Still haven't done that. I tell other people all the time, build up a portfolio. Do as I say, not as I do. I think at the moment something like 1% of the US population has been vaccinated. But they've pushed out enough doses of the vaccine to get that number up to 2 and change. I think. Just checking to see where the sun is. What is picture profile 8? Slug 3. looks pretty good. This playlists. This will be about these. I'm gonna make a new playlist called Food. Gotcha. Maintenance and troubleshoot. Okay. Medical CT. Human medicine? Animal medicine? Both? I've done a little bit of work in veterinary clinics. In fact, who knows? Maybe I probably haven't worked with. I don't think I've worked with CT. I've spent a little bit of time working with the machines that they hook up to the X-ray. I guess in the same vein, the work was literally just basic tech support for veterinary clinics. So, same vein, but not the same pay grade. Right on, man. That's exciting, though. I think it'd be nice. I know when I was younger, one of the things I wanted to do, one of the things I considered was consulting. Getting into paid consulting. Should I tag the restaurant? I suppose. Yeah, why not? Is this made for kids? No, it's not made for kids. I guess it's not made for kids. Freaking kids. Kids don't appear in the video. It's unlisted for now. Let's save this. And mess around with it some more. Is this ready to download yet? No. Frickin' heck. Frickin' heck. Processing HD version. Title and description. Yeah, let's see these details. Let's check the location, see if I can't tag it. Theme song. People and blogs or travel and events. What is more appropriate? Yeah, I tagged the location. Let's see. Yeah, so then that way if you're... Wow, there are no results found here? What? Nobody's tagged them on YouTube before? What? I'm trying to spin up some work, you know, at some point. But this sequence by no means is demonstrates any real mastery. This is pretty haphazardly tossed together. These guys are doing fine though. High definition has completed processing. I guess I could roll it out as an instant premiere. Hashtag yetieater eats here. Before I do that, let me take one look at it on YouTube. Here I am trying to play it back through another machine. Let's let me actually play it back locally. Besides, the resolution on this display is better than my workstation. It's still, I think it's still processing the HD version. I gotta hold off for a bit. Just chill. Chill for a little bit. It shouldn't take too long because it's a very short sequence. Processing HD version. Okay, let it work. Time to stretch. Take a break. Staring at screens. I don't think it's gonna take that long. I have faith in the system. However limited that faith may be. I'm curious though how long it might take. Pop over here and channel content. Pop it open. I think it's, oh yeah, it's still processing. Not so fast. Yeah, you stay in the sun. Let the sun kill all the nasties. Miserable little trash dog. Good for nothing. You little good for nothing. What are you good for, huh? Nothing. Nothing at all. Trying to kill something. Let me see what he's trying to kill. Still a snake. Dude. Hey, bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Go on, bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Go on, bring it. Bring it. I want to show everybody you just killed that snake. Bring it. Bring it, boy. Bring it. Let's stick it over here. Bring it. Bring it, boy. Bring it. That's gross. Alright, well, you got it. You're not going to do that. Let me do that. What? Can you get it? You get it? Yeah, you killed it. You killed it. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Alright, move. Move. Get out of here. Leave it. Get it. Go on. Get out of here. Get. You already did enough damage. You did enough damage. Come here. Come here. Come here. Pick you up. Let me show the camera. Look what Paul got. You got this little guy. Poor thing. Good job, Paul. Good job. I don't mind too much if you kill a snake. crack. Killer. Paul is straight killer. I don't know if you can see him, but he's trying to look into the chimney. Looking to see if the snake comes slithering out. I don't think that snake's gonna make it. But we could pop that open. I think that snake is Dunsky. I don't particularly like it when Paul kills lizards, because lizards are friendly. Snakes, a lot of people kill snakes. I don't go out of my way to kill them. The only thing I really kill is mosquitoes. Don't like mosquitoes. And just the same, I don't go out of my way to kill them. It's just like, hey, one's sucking my blood. Die. It's not for you. You die now. Wow, this is still processing. No kidding. It does take a long time. The 1080p version's up, but the 4K is not. I'm just gonna chill on it a bit. Does 4K i30 exist? Or is it all 4KP? I don't think anybody says 4K i30. So that's why it ends up just going to 4K P30 gets 2.58 million hits, 4K 30 gets fewer. Still crunching. Gee. Captured. What the heck? Nice. Sounds good. Do you share photos of your food? Oh, I have an idea. I've got a great idea. I've got a great idea. I'm gonna do it. That I can implement. While we sort out other things. Only if the plating presentation looks decent. I understand. Right. I guess I'm the same way. and then I'll capture a lot, but then trot out very, very low. And sometimes, like, you know, what I'm about to trot out, it's not that I thought it was technically excellent. It's technically garbage. Like, most of what I captured there was technically garbage. But, you know, I haven't shared any footage out of my new rig yet. More broad. So it was good to get to grips with it. Just play around a little in the NLE and say, hey, this is just a fraction of what it can do. It's a lot better when the operator doesn't miss focus. But oh yeah. Anyway, let me do something real quick. Something. There. That makes sense to do. Ugh, who's this? Who dis? Ugh. Oh, I guess I can do more. Yeah, of course there's more I can do. Morbid darkness. Oh shit, that sounds pretty serial. So you know what I'm up to. So you know what I'm up to. What else? Oh right, that's what I wanted to do. It would make sense to get these, what do you call it? Little wind things. It would be helpful. And who am I looking for? Let's try that again. Yeah, it throws people off. It's like, who is this? Did I have the right person? Yes, you did. Please leave a message. Oh well, too bad. I tried. I'm not leaving a message. Call back some other day. I wonder if this is finished yet. I wonder if any of these things have finished yet. So I'm waiting on this, and I'm waiting on trying to grab the VOD from yesterday from Twitch. Oh, here we go. Download. Oh, whoops. I'm already downloading it. Cancel. Another 20 odd minutes left. Gross. Gross. Why is this so slow? 20 odd megabits per second. Gross. Why is this so slow? Receive 80 odd megabits per second. What? What? 115, 148, 171, 209. Gross. This is so slow. Yuck. Dude, it's a 25.7 gigabyte file. But these transfer speeds, man, that's gross. Gonna give it time. Just let it chill for a bit. Waiting on machines on both ends. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. Frickin' machines, man. I guess there's some stuff I could do. Could afford to order some stuff. And also find my download, upload, processing. Right, yeah, it does take time. Yep, all that together takes a lot of time. I will be right back. I think. Well, yeah, let me see if this connects. Before I just get too ahead of myself. Until then, just enjoy the sun. It's a beautiful day. It's okay, I have other things I need to do. I was looking for bolts. I'm gonna pick up some hardware. Reinforcement plate. Here you go. These two, same spec as the originals. Buy one set. Have an extra. Buy a bag. 50. 22.85 divided by 50. Yeah, you get a price break right there. Buy a bag of those. Give me a bag of these. Give me a bag of these and a bag of those. Heck, I might want 2 bags of those. Some bolts and some washers. I wonder if they have these bolts done at the hardware store. It's 10 by 1.5 by 35 millimeter. Bolt. Something tells me the answer is a no. If they have it, at least I can compare them. The length is a 35. Millimeter. The flange diameter Fasteners, the bolts. Body bolts. Nope. Not that. Carriage bolts. Nope. Not that. I think I gotta order this. That's fine. I'm gonna order me some bolts. 50 of them. How many do you run each time? I think it's 8. Yeah, that's plenty. I'll be sitting on those bolts a good long time. $33 bucks. What I got saved here? Stickies, messages, posts, favorites. Oh, that's too late. I think I missed that. Yeah, it's already done ski. Oh well, what the hell. On this one, I bought this. Delete that. Give me an air hose. An air hose. And then what was the other thing I needed? It was got some screws to pick up too. Machine screws. I'm 6x16. 6x16. Take a look at the hardware that came with that kit. Barking about, huh? What you barking about? Ah, I don't know what you're barking about. I think sometimes, Paul, you bark just because you can. And 6x35. That must be used with the spacer. Right, it gets you down at 22 millimeters. 6x12s are in B. Those are a little short for my application. These are just plain old machine screws with the Phillips head. $6 for $2. That's a better price. 2 3-packs. Thank you very much. It's really weird how they do that sometimes. Granted, they're different brands, but still, it's just weird. So goofy. That one's my store. Home improvement with Yeti. You know it. Shipping is free. Truck delivery? I can't do that. I gotta change to a different store. The one nearest me doesn't have what I'm looking for. We try this one. They don't have it either. I guess I gotta check inventory of this guy. Check other stores. They've got 3 available there. Use my current location. 2 available up in Tomball. 3 available over there. What's this address? Where is this at? Alright, I don't mind going out there. Going up that way. Versus Tomball. I got no business up in Tomball. Yeah, I'm not trying to do this truck delivery thing. That's gonna cost me a lot. It's a no can do. Alright, so let me take a second look at that. Check other stores, use my location. Don't care. Make my life easier for me. Yeah, I gotta go there. Going into the loop. Well, in this case, the thing I'm trying to pick up is it's a clearance item. The original selling price on it was $40, and they have a sale on it, so it's being sold at $15. The item in question is a 50-foot long. Oh, I should actually check the specs too. I need to make sure that this is gonna work for my use case before I go and pull the trigger on it. It's for my compressor, because I don't have the hose for it yet. No, I need 1/4 inch. I need a 1/4 inch fitting for mine. So even though this hose is available for cheap, Saved by the Bell. Even though the hose is available for cheap, unless I adapt the fitting, I'm sure I can use an adapter. But if I can avoid an adapter, it's probably better. Do this, I'll do this. Oh yeah, measure twice, absolutely. Otherwise I'd be running around all over the place for nothing. Come back and figure out I need an adapter. Yeah. So on the compressor there is a 1/4 inch male quick connector. 1/4 inch industrial male quick connector on the unit. So, options. I'm pretty confident that adapters exist. So, 3/8 inch, 1/4 inch, quick connector adapter, a coupling. Air. Yeah, I could reduce it. That's very cheap. But if, say, I didn't want to do that, instead, if I were to say, I must have. Oh, shoot. Oh, I thought I kicked the ball. That was close. 50-foot, 1/4 inch air. Enough lube. Dude, I can get a 50-inch hose, a 50-foot, 1/4 inch for cheap anyhow. Polyurethane. This is a polyhybrid rubber and PVC blend. The same one. This looks good. 300 psi, 3-to-1 burst ratio. That's my burst ratio here. 300 psi maximum working pressure. Accepts 1/4 inch NPT fittings for your convenience. What's that? What does that even mean? Wait, hose fitting size here. It says 1/4 inch. Okay, good. The fitting is a 1/4 inch on this one. Okay. It's just a 3/8 inch hose diameter. The fitting is 1/4 inch. Alright. Good. I studied the sheet, the specs, and it's okay. Alright, that'll work. That'll work. I'll go into the city and get me one of these. And also, credit card. What are my bonus categories? I gotta do some updating. Yeah, ODs, IDs, fittings. Be careful with cats. Don't mess with cats. $2021. What's good? What is good, 2021? Show me what's good. Alright. 5% back at Amazon and select streaming services. Yeah, cats are pretty incredible. I do like the cats. My father thinks that it's a cat that's responsible for coming around to our backyard and pooping all over the place. I don't know if cats do that. They just leave droppings out in the open. I figured that they just had a natural instinct to bury it up. But I don't know if that's true. I just always figured cats are very clean animals. That's what City Chitty is getting me. Oh no! Come back here. Oh. Alright. And select streaming services. Discovery is doing grocery stores, Walgreens. Send me a text. Unless they're marking territory. So maybe so it's possible. The neighbors' cats they tend to just be out and about all the time. So I don't know. Could be the cat. I just figured that they were clean animals. They'd always just cover up their tracks. But I've only really dealt with house cats. Kind of assumed that the more feral ones would also abide by the same code, the cat code. Or I suppose it's possible that the feral ones are just complete assholes. Text me. Alright, what you got for me? What you got for me? You want to tell me? Hello? Hello? You did? Yeah, I was just calling to say hello, because we didn't have our little family chat this morning. Sort of. Yeah, I just thought it would be good to see what you're up to. I don't know. That's on you. Action. Okay, I got you something. Before you go too deep into it, if you're on Hinge, you should also be on Bumble. Just use both, because, I remember checking something out about Tinder recently, and then in this thing they were saying, oh, Tinder and Hinge, they're both owned by the same parent company. Right, so meanwhile, Bumble is separate. And you could also check out things like Coffee Meets Bagel, and there's one for just Asian people. Or like multiple, because they keep trying to get because Asian means so much, Jesus. Yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah, for sure. Right. Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, while you brush your teeth, I am. What am I doing? Tools. I am presently looking at a site trying to get some stuff together because I'm going to purchase some stuff. Yeah, I'm looking at a cashback portal comparison site. I'm going to pick up an air hose. That is a tool. I'm going to get me an air hose. And I'm also going to get me some machine screws. Some machine screws and an air hose. Well, the air hose is for this air compressor that I purchased and have yet to use. That was purchased for a project that's still of interest for me to complete. And the machine screws are so I can very safely secure my TV to this mount. And that way I can get it off of the floor, freeing up my space so that I can do other things in that space once more. That's it. It's a pretty thorough explanation of what's going on, and yeah, at the very moment. With the camera, I shot some stuff. I shot some footage that I can. Oh no, they have to ship this stuff to the house. I don't want it shipped to the house. I guess I gotta look at it another place. Son of a gun, drat. I thought I had this all figured out too. Anyway, with the camera, I recently, like a few days ago, I went down to the associate. I went down to the dim sum place. Hello? Oh, okay, right on. Sorry, you broke up there. Yeah, I did. What's up? Yeah, I went in there. I went in there. I did the unthinkable, and I went in there. Yeah, so William visited town. Yeah. William visited town, so I went and yeah. We ate together over there. He was saying, oh, he was visiting from New Hampshire, where he's based now. And so he wanted to go get some dianxing while he was in town, and then we figured, okay, sure, why not? We'll go over there. We'll go there. So we went there, and we got the dianxing. And I think he was pretty pleased with that. As was I. It was good. So the experience was very much similar to the last time I was there, which was on Leap Day. Leap Day. Yeah. Well, yeah. Before everything just went absolutely wild here in the U.S., while it was still all the finger pointing, or before the real finger pointing had started. It was because they had already been. Okay, so Chinatown businesses got hammered first. Right, they started getting hit first because everybody was freaking out about this China thing, and then it just like kind of snowballed. And so at this point, they've got their shit figured out. They've had their shit figured out ahead of anybody else. And then, the only real difference was that so they had already moved, I think, away from doing the push carts. It was just ordering. And then at this point, they've moved away from the push carts, and now everybody's wearing masks. And that's it. Yeah. So, that's it. Yeah, I think so. I chose the spot because it had really tall ceilings, Like, I was considering all the places we could go, and some of them were just clearly no-goes. But this one that we like, it's got really tall ceilings, so it's fine. There's a lot of space inside. And they have tables pretty far, so folks dining in aren't stacked on top of each other. Yeah. So that's the situation. Now you know. Right. Yeah, like the vast majority of people, I think, are still doing takeout and whatever it's called, the takeout and delivery. Right, delivery. Yeah. Dining in is, yeah. But it's not like, I don't think that it's because dining in is exceedingly dangerous. Most of the restaurants have done a pretty good job of just ensuring people aren't on top of each other. Yeah, but you do what at the end of the day. That's it. I take that back. That's too simplistic. It's not you do what you feel safe with, because that's what plenty of people are doing. It's more, you do what makes sense. You do the smart. You be smart about it. Right? You gotta be smart. Right. Yeah, it was a good time. Enjoyed it. No, it's not that much coin either. I'm checking my budget numbers to make sure I'm not overspending. I'm still trying to figure out how much I made last year. Yeah, I think it's a little easier for you. Yeah, because it's just like, hey, I showed up, I had my job, I did my job, I got compensated from my job. Yeah, whereas for me it's a little more like, well, I had this money coming from here, and then I'm also trying to get a pretty fine-grained understanding of how the cash flows actually moved throughout the year, and reflect on that a bit, because it's like, how much time did I put into thing 1 versus thing 2? How rewarding was it? Do I continue this, or should I allow this to go extinct? Oh, no, the stream side, you already saw what I did with going to Twitch, right? Yeah. The, stream. Stream. Yeah. Sorry, you asked if I have New Year's resolutions? Well, that's also part of this whole, like, oh yeah, so I told you about my goal, right? So I resolved to move towards that goal. That's, at the very least, like, I'm gonna think in line with that goal. That's the goal. I'm gonna try to make it happen. You dig? Yeah, it's pretty big. Thank you. Right. Well, sometimes it just takes time in order for it to reach fruition, right? Yeah, you gotta be patient. Right. But, well, I mean, there is something to be said about the whole SMART goals, right? Yeah, because they do necessarily impose a time limit. There's no just, oh yeah, whenever, right? Otherwise it just becomes, like, literally a dream. So I suppose it's distinguishing between the dreams versus the goals. Right, because right. Otherwise, it's it could just be a fantasy too. That also exists. It's okay to have fantasies. I don't think. I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's more dreams, I suppose. Sure. No. Right. Sorry, I just freaked out because I realized that. Alright, my camera was exposed to the sun. The blinding sun. Yeah, and, heat and electronics. Right? Yeah, it's okay though. I fixed it. It's been resolved. In fact, is this? No, it's not. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I realized there's something that you never answered. I was asking how much you pay your friend slash, you know, I don't know, spirit person. Sure, I don't know how to describe that relationship, so I'm just gonna go with that for now. I'm just curious because, I may want to try and set up similar things. I'm wondering, like, how is this thing structured, so I can learn a little bit from it. Right, because she was helping you with, like, feedback from the trip, right? I'm still curious. What was the arrangement? What? Oh, I see. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. He clears throat. Sessions, and here the sessions, it's really it's just to help to, so wait, should I just tell you this up front? Like, I will, in exchange for this sum of money, I will provide you with this. I guess, what was the offer? Let me understand the offer. What? Hello? What? I would like to understand what her offer was. I would like to know what her offer was. Right, so like without an obligation to go through the entire thing. trip. Take a trip. On all these sessions, every session, take a trip. Okay. Right. Each session was how long? About an hour. Okay. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, it doesn't sound unreasonable, right? That comes out to, like, if it was an hour each, then it would weigh out to 133 an hour. Right, so you could just call it an alternative therapy. That makes sense. Uh-huh. Have you been visiting with a therapist? No? Do you get that with as part of insurance? Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. In network, right? Right. Uh-huh. Gotcha. Because you're in a major metropolitan area, like if you were willing to pay the prevailing rate for therapy, some therapy arrangement, I'm sure that you could find somebody that was a good fit, be it within network or out of network. And as far as assessing fit, I have a thought. You will ideally, I think it would be helpful to find somebody who either has the TCK background or has worked with a lot of those people. Because I think that there are some challenges that are unique to that background. Uh-huh. Yeah. Sorry? Oh, okay, your pipe. Okay, gotcha. If only pies could talk. What might we learn from pies? Uh-huh. So you would like to do some prep work ahead of that call? Yeah, I will. I will. In fact, yeah, I will. Yeah, I was freaking out because I was like, what time is it? Yeah, ish. You know, this check-in is how long? How long do you estimate? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I suppose we'll catch up later then. You know, if not later tonight, then some other time, right? Yeah. Okay. I Right. Cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. You know, it's always good to catch up with you. Mhm. Yeah, of course. Thanks for being available to take my call. It's sometimes challenging to get a hold of people. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we'll talk later. Have a good session. Okay. Yep. Bye. Processing HD version still? Are you kidding? What on earth? That is slow. Slower than I expected. Softness. Thank you. You are the first person to cheer bits in this channel. Number one. Softness 1. Number 1. Yeah. Likewise, I hope the therapy's working out, doing something. I think it can if people are open to it. It definitely helps. Alright, what's this badge? This badge. Bits leader. Bits leader 1. Nope. That's cool. Let me adjust this a bit. Time is ticking. Obviously. But I'm just trying to catch the last of these rays. How's your day been? Have you gotten yourself up to any good? Outside of gracing my little channel with your presence, of course. My humble little channel. The wind. I need sun. Without sun, the wind cuts to the bone. Oh, it's winter. Winter has come. What did we learn from old Game of Thrones? Told us winter is coming and lo, it has come. What shall I get up to? I can play around with computers a bit more. I only kind of want to play around with computers. I could do something that has nothing to do with computers. I think I'm going to do the thing that has nothing to do with computers. Oh, hey, this is getting caught by the sun, too. Alright. Battery's almost dead on... Not this thing, wait. Yeah, that's 24. That thing's almost dead. Yes, I have tried oxtail. It's good, fatty. You gotta cook it a good long time. It's one of those things that, you know, low and slow. It's good this time of year. If it's cold, it's good comfort food. And work. Do you enjoy your work? That's good. For some people, it takes more time than others to find their suitable fit. I think as long as they keep on looking, eventually they find something that works. Something good enough. Others never find it. There's no perfect thing. And yet others pick the first thing that there is and take a shine to it, and the rest is history. Oh, lost it. There are some elements of this that I really, really enjoy. Other bits feel like work. But at the same time, if it's, there's always going to be a bit of that, right? Building up some new skill, trying to achieve some modicum of mastery of a domain. It's going to take some work. The thing I find most interesting about this space, just how much of human nature is laid bare. 'Cause it's, at its core, it's a very human thing. The networks are largely composed of humans, with some bots. But generally, yeah. I think I'm enjoying myself. Doesn't look like work, right? What? Is this thing dead? Yeah, see, it's dead. Good. Let's get back inside. I know what I'm gonna do. I have decided the next course of action. At least one step. Beyond that is a mystery. First things first, I'm gonna eat your brains. You know what? Yeah, this is okay. We can do this. Shoot. Zoopado. Put that there. Grab this thing. Beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful day. Hello? Oh, yes. Thank you. I see. Do you know when you will receive more? Yes.
It doesn't show that we are getting more, but let me see if the location nearest to our store has it.
Uh-huh.
see. Right, because people break open the packages and stuff too. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I see. Right. It's possible. It's nothing. So in total, I'm actually only looking for 4 screws. I guess that means you were only able to locate 3 on hand. Correct. Right. Yes, that's fine. That's fine. If it doesn't sound like you're getting more in for a while, sure. Again, I'm only looking for 4 of these screws. Mm-hmm. Right. Sure, that sounds terrific. Yeah, would it be possible for you to let me know the results of that search? Okay, terrific. Hey, same to you. Thank you so much for your help. Bye-bye. All right, yeah, we'll see what happens. They were only able to find 1 pack. I ordered 2. But if she finds a Lucy, then I think I'll be set. Otherwise, I gotta go to a different hardware store. I think we got something around here. Oh yeah, there's another store right next door. Check in with them. See if they have what I'm looking for. Maybe they sell 4 packs. Quite honest. In any event, let's move on to our next little thing for this session. That is, let's clean up the shot just a little bit. I know. Here. There's our shot. Hey, Paul, what you doing here, kid? Yeah, that's a decent looking shot, isn't it? It's not half bad. Hey, you look good, you know that? How do you get to be so good looking? What's your secret, Paul? Is there some product I can buy? What do you do? What's your secret? Oh, yeah. And before I get over to my next item of business, let's plug this guy in. Charge her up real quick. Lickety split. And where we at? Finale de mon nom. Qu'est-ce que c'est? On peut utiliser ceci. L'ordinateur. Stop sharing. S'il te plaît. Beginning January 12th. Oh, no wonder. Let's see if they make that cut.
Who knows? Comment dit-on? Not my problem. Como se dice? Not my problem. Let's see. You come with a thing to avoid falling over, some other bits. Verify all pieces are here. Step 1, verify I have all components. One of these shorter pieces. I've got 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 of those. 8 of those. How many? What the? Oh yes, check. I received all of these. So check. Stack of 4 is fine. Four, and let's see, I got one of that. 1, 2, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these guys, and 5 here. That's checked. So. One of these also checks out. Visual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These longer ones. And this thing, I'm assuming these are stacked. This is stacked 3 deep, correct? So that checks out. Other hardware.
in the bag. Should expect to have 4 of those pieces and 16 of the other ones. Pick this up. 1, 2, 3, and 4 of these, and 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 8. So everything checks out. Good. Check and check. Option 2, option 1, option 2, option 1. 2 goes directly on top. No, we're going to take it bit by bit. I'm going to make a hole. Option 2. Option 2, I see. In my second option, it can be built separately. They're not sharing any pieces, are they? Here they would. Is this thing? What's the deal there? Okay, those are for the shelf mounting. I guess those are just side-by-side units. That's all I'm seeing. Okay. So I guess I have one decision to make. The number of shelves. That's fine. I'm just relocate this bad boy for now. How many do we need? I think. Better to have it all be on the floor in here, on a shelf. That's a thought. That is a thought. Think about it. I wonder if these things recycle. Regardless. Whether they recycle or not. I guess I can just put it all together and then decide. Alright, one is going to have the thing at the very bottom. They're both going to be squared away at the bottom. Oh no, one is not. One's going to be open at the very bottom one. 3, 3, 3. 3 high, off the ground. That's what I thought. Where's this? Let me take a look at the unit inside of the garage. See how that was assembled. I think it's got a bottom. Correct. That has a bottom shelf. So I suppose for consistency, I can get the ones in the garage with the bottom shelf. And for consistency. And have the one inside just be Alright. This would be oriented such that that could catch. It's not destroy any computers whilst putting this together. That'd be silly. Gently massage it into position. Maybe grab a rubber mallet and a bit. For the floor, to protect the floor. It's only for the tops, right? These little pieces. I think, because it's 1, 2. These are for the floor. Protecting the floor. For the top. 1, 2. And the floor. Right. Thought so. Gotta check. 1, 2. 1, 2. Go ahead and orient this. Carry these home first. Easy manipulation. Do the tops as well. Since I'm only going to keep it yay high. That doesn't want to go in right now. So be it. Oh, how's this oriented? Reverse. It's weird. Man, this really doesn't want to go in. Try a different one. Yeah, huh. The other side was no problem. It just went in nice, buttery smooth. This one takes a little more finagling. Okay, whatever. Just a loose fit for now. Try to let the weight help it. See, this one came in no problem. What the heck? It's one trying other ones, I suppose. Of course, you just get this piece that's kind of a little too tight. Yeah, you know what? Since it's giving me grief, swap to a different one for the time being. And it goes in like nothing. Shish. Go figure. Alright, before I bring it up, let me get this off to the side. Now, buy myself a little bit more room. Dirt. I reached for the closest thing that wasn't the right thing. No problem. Very loosely created a box. And really, I have all sorts of flexibility to do things however I like with this, but I could keep the bottom open, but no, right, I'm gonna close one up because the one in the garage, we utilized all of them this way. That's right, consistency. This is going to be approximately 3 tall. I hope it's not too tall. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Just thinking about it. Hey, Avro. Hello, Avro. A few minutes late to your message. If you don't mind. Okay. I just need the one. So, how are things? Well, things are, as you can see, coming together. Things are coming together in my world.
first it's a matter of required things. Now, get my things together, and lo and behold, you will witness me being rid of some things as time goes on, because they will have served their usefulness for me, and there will be time for them to move on into other people's spaces. God willing, as they say, in some parts of the world, if it be the will of God. Some of my things will find their way into other people's spaces, with my permission, of course. Not simply pilfered out of existence. Shoot. That one's being stubborn. Stubborn. Grab a mallet, I think. It's probably the right call for some of this stuff. Let it spread a little bit. I could use my body as a mallet, but I know it's gonna give me grief if I do that. Best not to. Best to play things smart. Okay. I created a shelf. I guess the one is gonna have up to 3. I think we're just gonna use 2. 1 and a 2. It should be set. And the other is gonna have 3. The one with 3. I suppose it would be a good idea for me to quickly assess how this is going to work out before I try to button it up entirely. How are you, Evro? How are things in your world? Let's get uncooperative. Uncooperative. Like butter on that one. And like butter. There's very minor inconsistencies. Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's Sunday. It's a good day just to chill. For us, in the Western world, I'm curious, did you see the thing that I linked you? That microphone? I know you've been thinking about getting a new microphone, so when it came up on my feed, I figured I'd share it with you. I don't know how long that mic's been out in the wild, but should be a decent one. Because it comes from good stock. It's got a lot of pedigree backing it.
then we can do this. There we go. Easy money. You will never get 100% of people who look at your stuff to subscribe. That is not how it works, friend. If only it were that easy. If every impression resulted in your desired outcome. But it's good. 802 views, it's good. That means something. Doesn't count for nothing. Yeah, 1,000. Nearly 1,000 subscribers on the YouTubes. It's a pretty exciting number. 1,000. It's a bit of a milestone number. You know, I wonder if every single person, every impression that I've gotten on the internet resulted in a subscriber. I wonder how many subscribers I have. I guess to take away all of that, I wonder how many impressions I've gotten across a lifetime of using the internet. I wonder. How many people have seen me on the internet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people. Anyway, back to my question about the mic. Did you see it? Did you see the mic I shared with you? Shoot. How do I want to proceed? I know I'm gonna need something. I'm gonna want something at the top and something in the middle, maybe. It really depends what type of stuff I want to fit in here. You know, that's really the big question. What type of stuff do I want to store here? This segment, I think, is about 3 feet tall. I shared it with you via Discord. I mentioned you. I direct mentioned you on Discord. Gut check. I think it's 36 inches. It's just 36, correct? This segment is 36. And this dealio, this section is about 2 inches, just shy of 2. 2 and 15/16 of an inch. I will be right back. Oh.
there's two at the same height. That's plenty to work with. Set the one at about 18 off the ground. 18-ish off the ground. Well, so 36 halfway up. Halfway up will take us down to 18. Would be at this point. 18. So these two. Use these two. That gets us again to right about 18, a little shy of 18. Yeah, right around there. Do you like how that one looks? Yeah, if you take a look at some reviews of that one, I can also show you the other one I was suggesting. I think they'll both fit your budget pretty nicely. I think this is one. Let's see. Is that right? No. Even Steven. Okay. And okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's the same one that I have on Instagram. Figured it was about time to just roll it out across more platforms. You know? A little bit of standardization. It's a little more current than the last photo. I used the last one for how long? Oh, I don't even know. Feels like it's been forever. I guess the last photo I had been in use since February of 2018. That's a long time. It's a good long time. Just use a photo. Portrait of the artist as a younger man. Oh man. Okay. I want some more space if I can afford it. Tank engine. Oh. Oh, wait. What can we see here? I guess we're gonna switch things up a little bit. It's a very cluttered frame, but It'll get better. It gets better. Mark my words, it gets better. So help me God. Train station. I don't think I've been at a train station during a live stream. Not that I recall. Probably wasn't a train station. But you mean the first time you came by here, I wasn't at home or in a dormitory? I was not indoors. Usually I'm indoors. Tends to be the way I do it. Easier. Right, the reason why this is significantly more challenging is because now I hope it don't fall over. I'm not working with just the bottom. No, halfway up. There we go. Nothing fell. I haven't destroyed any equipment. Anyway, I think I was outside someplace the first time you came by. So I must have had a backpack on. Must have been walking around with a backpack on. Station. Not bad. Call my flat deck. I now have something that's starting to resemble shelving it. Oh shoot. I just checked the time and you know what?
my time is up for the session. But I can do this last one, last set. So at least these big pieces are out the way. Okay. And okay. There we go. It's starting to look like something. All right, it's going to be a little challenging to get around in this space for a bit, but that's all right. I'll sort it out later. Where's my phone? It's not in my pocket. Ah, there it is. Oh no. No, Avril. The TV stuff is all going to take place in my play space. These things, one of these units is going to live in a garage, like this one. And this one's going to live in the utility room. It's going to help a little bit. Reduce a little bit of clutter. Most that you can't see. But who knows? Maybe the space will begin to morph very quickly, but we'll see. In any event, we've reached the end of this session. Much as I'd like to stay and knock this out, I've got to go because I'm needed elsewhere. Thank you for your support, expressed in its many different forms. Until next time, be good out there. Take care of yourself and, if you can, someone else. That's it. Bye-bye.